Hey, great day, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. This is Coach Mike Husson. Maybe it's the evening for you. Maybe it's the afternoon. I don't know. Whatever time of the day that you're listening to this webinar, this recording, welcome to today's thought process. I'm going to go through a quick huddle with you guys over a series of videos. And this is not going to be only one wrapped around this process. We're going to be discussing how to get far more accomplished in a lot less time. I'm going to be sharing with you, as it says on your screen right there, 113 tips and tricks to help you boost your productivity and overcome procrastination. Now, a couple of notes before we get started here. First and foremost, let's get rid of distractions. You've heard me say this before, and if any of my videos that I've done, at least most of the time I try to say that, but let's get focused in on this. If you're listening to this, you're doing it for a particular reason. Maybe the headline caught your attention, said, you know what, I want to get more accomplished in a lot less time. What is Mike going to talk about? So if that's the case, then let's set ourselves aside a couple of minutes to go through these ideas. I'm not going to go through all 113 as a note here, but we're going to go through them chunk by chunk, and you're going to be able to listen to them. I'll look to keep these relatively short. So keep your distractions to the side. Get to them later, you'll finish it up. And that's one of the keys in time management, is put yourself focused on one task at a time in the most ideal circumstance. I know most of you guys at this time that you might be listening to this, you're in your home offices. Very typically, you're in a space that you might have your family around you, or you're potentially distracted because of the coronavirus that we're dealing with in the year 2020 here. If you're listening to this in the year 2040, hey, look, same thing applies to you at that time as well. God willing, we're not still dealing with this at that time. At any rate, get your distractions out of the way. The next thing I want you to note, if you want to come back and watch these videos, very typically at the very bottom of the video, there's a button, it's a gearbox, you can click it, and it'll enable you to speed these videos up. I encourage you to not only to do this on videos that you might see, whether it's myself or anybody else, or audios, speed these up. You can get through them much quicker. You're going to get the information the same way. And the greater part about it, you're going to be able to go back and listen to them over and over again without wasting a lot of time, which is one of our big goals here, no pun intended. All right. So guys, let's get into this today and let's get focused. You know, I know there's a lot of distractions going on in your mindset right now, dealing with the situation that we're dealing with in our world as it is, as I said, in April of 2020. With the coronavirus. And we have to really get intentional about what we need to accomplish in our lives and in our business. If you're in a business and you need to be focused on what you need to do, these principles apply to you no matter what. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're home, if you're virtual, you're doing anything else, making sales virtually, whatever it is, these principles apply to all of us. And I want to make sure that we're in alignment with that, because it's very, very important. So let's kick this off. Again, if you have any questions, well, not again, I didn't say that with intention, at least now, but if you ever have any questions about any of these things, just email me results@mikehusson.com, and I'll be able to help you out, answer any questions you might have. All right. So guys, let's kick the ball down the path here and let's get the ball rolling in part one. First thing we're going to talk about today is mindset. Mindset is a critical area, and there's a couple of things before I kick off on this. The first thing, when it comes to managing your time, and the masters of time get one thing down. They have the desire to want to be better at it. You know, the biggest challenge for most people in life, and most especially if you're in the sales or running a business, whatever the case might be, is managing time. You know, it's one of our most fleeting things. We can make money, lose money, make it back, but the only thing that we cannot make back is the time that we've invested or lost. Okay, we can't get it back. We can't turn the clock back. This is not back to the future. So you have to first have the desire. Question for you: do you have the desire to want to master your time? If the answer is yes, then that's great. Have the reasons behind it. What's it going to do for you? How's it going to affect your economies in your life? How's it going to affect you emotionally, spiritually, mindset wise? What's it going to do for you? So get a clear understanding that there's a reason. It doesn't have to be perfect. What we do want to understand is, listen, I have a desire to really manage my time better than I currently am. And that's a great start. The next thing line that you need to write down for yourself is your decision. Okay, you have the desire. Now you've got to decide, okay, what are the things that I have to do in order to accomplish and achieve better success in managing my time? And then behind that is your commitment to do whatever it takes to make all of this work, to align with your desire and your decision, and you're holding on to your commitment. You remember, you may have heard me say this before, commitment is something that we keep long after the time that we made that original commitment is gone. So let's get into the points here and get the ball rolling so you guys can get back to work. All right. So mindset. Remember, you have to accept the fact that there isn't simply enough time to do every single thing that you need to do. I know a lot of people have checklists, they have to-do lists, they got planners, they got technology. And guys, listen, at the end of the day, you have to accept, and that's a key point here, the fact that it simply isn't enough time to do every single thing that you want. You just simply have to prioritize them, and we'll get into that as we go through this whole process. So it's so important to work on the most important things. You know, when you have your long list, what is the most important things? And you have to identify what those most important things based on what you're doing in your life. Let's talk about your business. If you're in the business of selling or running a business, we have certain things in our business that help our business to maintain and grow forward, right? We have certain things that we need to do in order to keep our businesses moving forward. As an example, if you're in sales, we all understand that we have to do these few things that I'm going to mention to you right now. We have to prepare, we have to practice, we have to plan. Okay, we have to prospect, we have to qualify our clients, we have to follow up with our clients, and we have to present and collect money from them and ask for referrals. Okay, at the end of the day, those are the priorities in our business of selling. If you do anything that's different than those in your day, then you're not really working on the most important things. If you are always focused on the important things, both in your business and personal life, you'll always be making the greatest contribution by using your time wisely. And that contribution is to your life and to your business. You're making it work. Okay, that's why we say avoiding the distractions or getting out of the way of what we call avoidance behaviors, things that are easy to do. Like as an example, in selling, it's not always easy to prospect, but we know we must do it, right? So look at what's most important in your business and focus on that. It's a mindset and it's a decision. The next thing is to establish a relaxed state of mind. Keep calm and stay focused on what you must do, okay? This is not life-threatening in your world, right? To get focused and get in yourself to a state of mind. A lot of times people put themselves under pressure. And I'm going to use the example of prospecting here because that's a big reason why people get stressed, right? And so you have to put yourself in a state of mind that when you begin that process, when you have that on your calendar, and I'm going to start prospecting at X time, from this time to this time, you got to put yourself into a state of mind that's very relaxed. You got to ignore everything else. Remember, too much additional stress can make the whole task that you're working on more challenging. Going back to the example, if you're stressed when it comes to prospecting, hey, listen, I understand it. Nobody loves to do it, okay? There might be reasons why you should love to do it, and there could be reasons why you love to do it. I know I didn't love to do it in the beginning, but I figured out why I loved doing it because it helped me to help other people, okay? But here's the thing. If you're stressed out and your mindset says, oh my gosh, I'm going to get rejected. I'm going to get hung up on. People are going to say no to me. People are going to say yes to me, which is an odd statement, but it's true. People get stressed out about hearing the word yes because they're not prepared to follow through with people. But anyway, the point is this. Don't worry about what's going to go on into the future. The answer to this question is, yes, you will get rejected. Buy into it. Accept it. People will hang up on you. That's okay. It is what it's going to be. You have to buy into it and you have to accept it. I wish I had a different solution for that. And if I did, or if maybe you do, call me. We'll do a seminar on it because at the end of the day, it's not going to be in your favor to worry about that. So ignoring everything else, the distractions, the mindset, the thought, the pinball machine in your brain that's bouncing around with all the fears and worries, don't worry about that. The next thing is your mental state is something that you can control, okay? You can't control if people are going to say yes or no. but you can control your response to them. Very important to understand that. Don't let outside pressures get to you. Understand what must be done and do it in a calm and relaxed, self-assured manner. Okay, as an example, I'm going to use again prospecting. You might be doing prospecting and you have in the back of your mind, I've got a deal in process, and as a result, I'm thinking about that. Is it going to close? Am I going to get the transaction completed? Am I going to earn my monies on that? Right? And so other pressures around you could cause you to be uncomfortable, you're disturbed, you're not really focused, and it's going to get you down. That's why we say, get your job done. You got prospecting, knock it out, get it done in the time that you set to do it. The next thing is stop trying to be a perfectionist. This is a big challenge for everybody. They want to get everything done. It's easy to get caught up in the trap of trying to make something just a little bit better before we even get started, okay? Prospecting as an example. Oh, I have to know every single nook and cranny of my script. Yeah, you should, right? It's helpful without question, but you got to get started. It's not about perfection, guys. Write this down. It's about making progress. So don't get caught up in trying to make it perfect. Learn, grow through it, get on the phone, make those calls, get your experience going, and I'll give you an example of what you can do at the end of that. Often the results of the additional tinkering makes little difference anyway in the overall outcome. It really doesn't. It doesn't make a huge difference. You just got to do what you need to do. And though the cost of when we tinker in trying to perfect things, right, the cost is both time and unnecessary stress can be sizable. So you got to be very careful. Just do what you need to do. And as time goes on, you will get better at it. I promise you, when I first started doing webinars and screens and presentations, and we're doing Zoom now more often than ever before, it was totally uncomfortable. And I wanted to be perfect. I might not be perfect now. I might tell you, Mike, guys, I'm going to do this in a short time. It'll be a long time. I have no idea. But at the end of the day, we're going to get over time better at what we do. Remember, you're making progress. The next thing is to accept productivity shortcomings as human nature. Okay, it does you no good to beat yourself up because you didn't accomplish what you set out to do. Maybe you only set out, you had a schedule and you only did a part of that schedule for the day. Hooray, you did something at least in that direction. Short of you not doing nothing, right? You have to figure out what's keeping you from doing anything at all. That's the things that you wrote down on your schedule. But it does you, don't beat yourself up, okay? Nobody's looking. The only person looking is you. And if you accept that and own up to it, you're going to be much better off, and be cool with it. Don't worry about it. You don't have to beat yourself up because you had 10 things, you only did 6 of them, or you only did 2 of them. We'll figure it out as we move forward. What can I do better tomorrow? And we'll talk about that, as I said a minute ago. When you've been less than productive, you need to stop and refocus. Okay? You need to stop and refocus. Now, I'll give you a quick example. If you're prospecting, right, and you go through the process and you don't feel you're as productive, when you're finished your schedule, you need to stop for 5 or 10 minutes and evaluate what you did and just get refocused. You might have to stop in the middle of it just to stop and get refocused, which is totally okay. If you feel off, if you feel stressed, whatever the reasons are, maybe you said, you know what, Mike, that's a good idea. I'm not going to worry about the rejection. You start doing the calls, and all of a sudden it starts to pop in because the first 10 calls, everybody slammed the phone on you, and it's going to throw you into a hizzy, right? So it's okay. Stop, refocus, and get back at it. That's the big thing. Don't dwell on past failures, okay? Simply accept that it is human nature, and then continue to get to work. You got to get back up. When I was working in the sports world, I was working in the mental toughness arena, and I worked with professional tennis players as a great example, right? These guys, when they missed a ball, oftentimes they wanted to go into therapy. They needed to go see their coach. They needed to get, they figured they needed to go back to more training. Something was screwed up, right? And at the end of the day, they don't have time. They got about between 10 to 20 seconds maximum, right, to get themselves set up for the next volley when it comes across the court. They got to be prepared. So you got to, don't dwell on it, learn from it, accept that it's human nature, that you're gonna have some failures. You might have a ton of failures, and that's really the best thing for you. But the point is, when you stop and you fail, you feel that you did, just get back at it. Don't worry about it. Okay. So as we wind this down, treat your workspace. This is a very important area, and I wanted to throw this in here because it's very critical, especially now that most of us are working out of our homes. And I'm going to tell you guys, there's probably a good chance a big percentage of people will remain at home in the space that we're all in right now. I've been working out of my home office for years, so I'm very used to it. And oftentimes people come into this space and they're not used to it. They're used to going to an office. You might enjoy it much better. Even if you could go to an office, it doesn't matter. But the point is, you got to treat your workspace as a place of productivity. It can't be a place of non-productive things, okay? You just got to make sure that that happens. The big thing here is condition your mind to acknowledge your office as an area where things get done. And if you do this consistently, you'll find yourself accomplishing more than whenever you're in there in your office in and of itself. And then find other space for less productive activities. Okay, you might need to leave your space in your office right now. You might be working out of a kitchen because you're not prepared in this particular time and place to, you might not have an office to work out of. At the end of the day, you can certainly work on a kitchen table, but you got to go do less productive things. Go outside on your patio, go get and sit in your car if that requires you, go into your living room, but just get away from your space and get those things done that you need to get done. And keep your workspace reserved for high performance activities. Okay, guys, so as we wind this down, there's a couple of points I want to ask you to do. Number one, what are the 3 action steps that you can take right now? Go back and listen to this recording again and again and see what are 2 or 3 things that you need to work on right now in your business. Number 2 is look for ways that you can make improvements. That's where I said, if you need to stop and get refocused, just ask yourself, what's going well here with blank? What can I do differently the next time? Okay, what's going well here and what can I do next time, right? So as I wind this down today, thank you for your time. Please listen to the next series of videos that I'm going to be putting out. Continue to work on this process. If you have any questions, email me as it says on your screen right there, results@mikehusson.com. Thanks so much for your time, guys. Right now, no pun intended, okay? But in the meantime, go make today your best day ever. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.